A spy thriller.
Can't imagine the damage. Find the leak.
Fassbender? Ooh, that's a scene from the new movie Black Bag, starring Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett. And it tells the tale of, well, an intelligence agent, Catherine Woodhouse, and her husband. I guess they're suspected of betraying their nation. And if you saw the trailers there, it kind of plays off a little bit like that older movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, where they're spies and they've got to take each other out, right? It's like, is it going to be that kind of action type movie? No, this is a slow burn movie, full of dialogue out there, and it's not going to be for everybody. It's directed by Steven Soderbergh, so you know that the dialogue should be good, you know that the cinematography should be well done, and it is. Now, it doesn't play out exactly as a, husband and wife fighting each other. It's kind of a mystery, a murder mystery, if you will, and I liked it. I liked the way that it played out. Now, it wasn't as fun as, say, some other murder mysteries, like, say, Clue or anything like that, but it's a quick hour and 30 minutes, I believe. Yes, that's what IMDb is saying. And I gotta quietly say here that I'm starting to enjoy Soderbergh's last two efforts here. He did this and Presence this year. And like Presence, this movie Black Bag is going to fly under the radar for a lot of people because it's not going to be touted as one of the best films of the year, but it's also got like some good things going for it, where I said, yes, the acting is good. I like the pacing because it's an hour and 30 minutes, but it's a slower burn. And know that there's going to be some character development moments where you'll be like, this whole scene is just going to be them sitting around a table, but you like what they're doing because it's like edgy, and all of the actors in here are really, really good. You saw Pierce Brosnan there in the opening clip, but you'll also see Tom Burke, Marissa Abella, and Regé-Jean Page. Now, Marissa Abella, if you don't know, because when I first saw her in the movie, I was like, I recognize her. What did I see her in? She was in that Amy Winehouse biopic last year, also from Focus there, and she jumped off the page in that movie. Say what you will about that movie, but she's also really good in this movie. Okay, so you guys know where I stand. Let's go over to my score sheet here and start filling in some numbers, and then we'll go over to the Rotten Tomatoes score. Talk about that. Acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points. Cinematography and score are out of 1 point each. Acting, I gotta say, all around is good, right? But is there a standout performance here? Fassbender has this manner about him. He's obviously very articulate, right? And I think that pays off in the film. Blanchett's good, but I said the remaining cast around them are also really, really good. It helps support them, and it's like you want to figure out who the bad guy is here in this group of people, and it's kind of like it got me. Directing, Soderbergh. As I said, cinematography. The technical aspects of this film are good. Story-wise, I think I gotta say that because of the pacing, because it is only like an hour and 33 minutes, if this was drawn out, this is the type of film that usually gets drawn out for 2 hours, and it's like, just get on with it already, for God's sakes. You don't have that in this movie because it's so short, and it's nice, it's confined. I liked it. There's some really great editing here when there's like an interrogation scene going on, and it's like all these weird questions going out, and Fassbender's in that scene trying to smoke out who done it, kind of thing. I like that. And I like the chemistry between the two leads, because it does make you question, are they going to turn on each other? Are they going to fight each other? And it's kind of like, but we've seen that before, and it doesn't quite do that, right? So it does try to change things up here. As I said, the cinematography, Soderbergh, he's got this style in this movie where, hey, if you don't like what I'm doing with, there's a little bit of light here and there's a little bit of blurriness on the sides, he's done that, and that may not work for some people, but it did work for me. It helped add a certain level of surrealness to the film. a lot of it was shot in darker light. So as you can see, there's like a soft palette to it all. So that's why I say that the cinematography here is really interesting. It's his style right now, and yeah, like high contrast in there, but high exposure in some things. But like there's a soft light to things. He doesn't always necessarily light everything perfectly, and I dug that, right? And I felt like at times it was sensual. They're dealing with adult themes, and there's a good shot of what I'm talking about with it being kind of whitewashed out a little bit in the background. So note that going in. That's where I feel about the cinematography. Okay, that being said, let's go over to the tomato meter here and see what people are saying about Black Bag. 97% by critics, 79% by the audience as of 12 o'clock here on Friday. And the audience, I expected it to be a little bit lower. 97% by critics is a little high, I would say. It's good, but I don't know if it's that good. ABC News. Okay, Steven Soderbergh's sleek, sexy spy thriller can be too cool for school. But oh, the twisted erotic mischief dished out by the dynamos, Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender as married spies, still hot for each other, but worried that the other is a traitor. Yeah, as I said, Soderbergh did manage to capture that sexiness about it all, but there's still that menace of, no, these are spies, these are killers, they will cause harm. And there's scenes in here where it's like, is he going to kill that guy? Is he going to kill that guy? And you don't know, because it's just expertly crafted in that way. Okay, so I'm trying to find somebody who didn't like it here. Let's go down to the audience here. Poor plot, boring dialogue, characters are not relatable. Well, can you relate to a spy? Well, you can't relate to Superman, James. Well, yeah, that's great. Okay. These are elite people that have been in this industry of spies for a long time. There's a lot of lingo in there that I don't quite understand, but there's also just kind of an interesting peek behind the curtain of like all of the tech that goes in behind what people can achieve now with technology, right? It was a good movie, but not as suspenseful as led to believe. Yeah, and that's what I meant about the trailers. The trailers cut this like it was supposed to be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith are they going to be pitted against each other, and that doesn't work out the way that some people would think. Okay, I'm trying to find a critic here who will be a little bit more revealing with perhaps like all of this is good. Well, the 97%, James, I don't think you're going to find somebody quickly who didn't like it. Okay, slant. By the time the film comes to the end of its brisk runtime, it feels like nothing much has actually happened, despite all the narrative convolutions. This does take some twists and turns, because it is a whodunit kind of thing, right? It's something that it's like when the reveal happens, you're like, oh, okay. And now that you know that it is one of those movies, you'll be like, oh, that's the guy, or that's her. She's done it. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. And it doesn't hit you with it being like that type of movie until you're about halfway through it, and then you're like, oh, I'm on board with this. Wendy Lee Zaney, I respect her, so let's talk about her review. Smart, sexy, and had me hanging on every word. Kept me guessing to the end. Yes, because it's like, are they going to betray each other? Are they going to have to throw down? And overall, guys, I'm just solid film. Not 97%, not 79%, like even 8 out of 10. Maybe that's where I'm going to land. Let's go over the score sheet and wrap this up, guys. I think you get the gist of where I'm heading with this. Watchability factor. If you haven't heard about it, a lot of people haven't heard about this because it was kind of like, it's coming out next to Nova King this weekend. But the watchability factor in the theater is pretty good because of that runtime. And it's not bloated. This is one of the movies where I'm like, thank you that it's not bloated. And I would have no problem watching this again. So I would say 7.5. I would admit that perhaps there would be some people out there that would find it a little bit boring because it is people talking in rooms. And when they think about spies, they want action, they want James Bond, and it's like, this is not that. This is kind of like a, Clue the movie, but with spies in today's world, and I think there's going to be some interesting surprises in there for you guys, a few twists and turns in there, and I would give it a recommendation of a 7.5 out of 10 for Black Bag. All right, guys, if you like these types of reviews, come join us here on the channel, because we'll be reviewing Novocaine next, and if this is really your bag, we also have reviews up for Mickey 17 and Last Breath, as well as full series reactions for Survivor Season 48, Reacher Season 3, full movie reactions for The Gorge, and Nicolas Cage's trailer reactions for The Surfer. So if you like that kind of stuff, come join us here on Mirror Domains, and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.